So the ticket launch for the Eras Tour did not go as planned. In that moment, how did you figure out that bots were a problem?
So the thing with bots is they're coming at you many different ways. Not every bot is the same. Some of them are volume, some of them are trying to look more human. We're fighting this every day, billions and billions each day. So we have a huge team who's looking at a number of factors, before, during, after, and on sale. So they're looking at a lot of things at all times.
I mean, that's the big challenge here, right? When you're talking about a lot of demand, low supply, essentially, bots, what they're trying to do is trick the system into thinking that a human being is buying a ticket. How do you differentiate between a legitimate, ticket buyer and a bot, right? Because they're so sophisticated.
We're basically in fantasy land if we think scalpers aren't going to do everything they can, including throwing bots, to get that $10 billion pot of gold. And to your point, it is an arms race. It's getting, bots are getting smarter, faster, stronger, not slower and dumber.
3.5 billion ticket requests in one day. Do you know what percentage of those requests were from bots?
We are dealing with bots in the billions every single day, and it's just exponential growth.
But do you know how bad the problem was on that day?
We've done a lot of analysis on that. But looking at one day, a year and a half ago, the number of bots hitting the system can double overnight over a few months. It's exponential growth. So you kind of constantly have to be upping the defenses for more and more scale.
But I guess my question is sort of, if you know that there were 3.5 billion attempts, if you don't know what percentage of those attempts were illegitimate attempts by bots, then how can you counter the problem?
So again, that's that arms race. And you're dealing with any kind of high demand situation where, that's what creates this kind of chaos, that they're chasing after the tickets that they want to sell for more. It's that imbalance where you have more demand than you do supply. And so as long as you have that imbalance, whether it's legitimate fans, you have 1 million real fans who want 100,000 tickets, and you add billions of bots on top of that, we can't create more tickets out of thin air, but we can do more to put rules in place that would have rules around resale, that would protect artists and fans. It would protect that initial price the artist is setting their tickets at to begin with, and that they want to be passed on to their fan.
Do you have a mechanism in place right now to track bot activity?
Many. When it comes to bot defenses, Ticketmaster invests more than the rest of the industry combined.
And some lawmakers have said your company is too big, way too big to fight off the massive number of bots that you're encountering. Is Ticketmaster too big?
Again, bots are going after any item they think they can flip a profit on, whether that's a ticket, a sneaker, a restaurant reservation. So bots are plaguing industries, many different industries. Ticketmaster has some of the best defenses, but we want to see more solutions, whether that's giving artists control over resale or passing more legislation like banning speculative ticketing, which really confuses fans and the resale market.
What has Ticketmaster done since the Eras Tour pre-sale to fight bots?
Constantly investing. There's always, it's a cat and mouse game. So they try to find a new hole, you close it. We try to stay 10 steps ahead of that game, but it's a never ending arms race, which is why we really think there need to be, more rules kind of brought into the system. Again, you look at other countries who have said, we're gonna ban resale or cap resale. They've decided as a society that's how they want to deal with it. You could say, artists could charge the tippy top price for their tickets tomorrow and the resale scalper problem would disappear overnight. Granted, most artists don't want to do that. They're trying to foster a long career. They want a broad fan base. And to do that, they want to keep their tickets as accessible as possible. And we think giving them more control over how their tickets could be resold could help solve the overall problem. Because if we stick to the bots race, that's never going to end. There's no end to an arms race.
We're aware of a CBC story from 2018 that accused Ticketmaster of recruiting scalpers to use bots to buy tickets to then resell on Ticketmaster's secondary platform. Has Ticketmaster ever used bots or encouraged others to use bots to increase your resale profits?
Everything Ticketmaster does is to fight against bots and scalpers.
So it's never used bots itself on its own platform for buying tickets?
As an entity?
Yeah.
Look, I think the instance you're referring to was a rogue employee who was quickly terminated. But as a company and the thousands of staff that we have working here every day, spend every day working very hard to fight against scalpers and bots.
So one attorney that's filed a lawsuit, and I know you can't comment on pending litigation, but she thinks that Ticketmaster is, quote, 100% manipulating the market. What's your reaction to that?
You know, I think a lot of people believe Ticketmaster is setting the prices and setting and keeping all the fee and determining all the elements of how tickets go on sale. But the reality is we work on the behalf of venues, teams, artists. They're setting the terms of their ticket on sales, and it's our job to help execute that to the best of our ability.
Did Ticketmaster report the bot attacks during the Eras tour to the FTC?
We've shared a lot of information on that particular on sale with many branches of government.
And what has the response been?
Lots of conversations. You know, I can't really get into the behind closed doors conversation on that, but you know, policymakers are aligned with wanting to tamp this down. You know, fans are their constituents. Again, we all share that same mission. So, you know, I think we're all shooting for the same North Star. From
Ticketmaster's perspective, is there a solution?
Yeah, there's practical solutions. You know, again, if you take it to the extreme, artists don't want to charge full market price for every ticket. You probably don't want to have zero resale, because if you get sick, you can't, you know, you're up a creek and out that money. So what are those middle grounds? You know, when you have economists look at this, they say it'd probably work if an artist was charging closer to market for some of the tickets, which in an ideal world helps keep other tickets in the venue even more affordable. But those tickets are going to need protections. You're going to need rules on how they can be resold if scalpers can't abuse it.
In Australia, they've passed a limited law that puts a cap of 10% above face value on the resale of tickets. Senators Lujan of New Mexico and Senator Klobuchar of Minnesota have both said that they would support a cap on the resale of tickets. Is that something Ticketmaster would support?
We operate in many countries that have similar laws, and we are all for universal industry solutions. If Congress could pass a law that put that across the entire industry, we'd all be on a level playing field. Short of a universal law like that, we think the next best thing is letting artists decide the terms for their tour. They already have a say over the tickets originally going on sale, and we think it would be an even better system if they could decide resale as well.
So Ticketmaster would support a federal law that puts a cap on how much you could resell a ticket for?
We would support federal legislation that evens the playing field on resale.